mainly I've got nothing to talk about or make a video about until now. So I've had a bit of an issue with the SVR. Well, not a massive issue, but a bit of a pain in the ass. So let me show you. So if I select reverse, I get no camera. Now obviously I have the 360 cameras, but as you can see there's just a dark spot, and basically the rear camera is just not working, which is a bit annoying. I say a bit annoying, it's actually very annoying. It's quite a big car, and when not, you don't have the reversing camera. I wanted it fixed, so I approached Land Rover and said how much for them to basically fix it. Now what I did notice as well is there's water coming from the reversing housing, sorry, the boot housing, so the latch mechanism, so it's coming from there. So it's obviously water's got in, damaged the camera, whatever. £1,400 I've been quoted by Land Rover to get that fixed, so I'm not doing that. So I can find the camera online. Now there's OEM ones for about £400, and then there's like knockoff, like I guess aftermarket ones like 80 quid. So the first point of call, I thought I'm going to strip it down, see if I can clean up the house, you know, the actual camera itself, maybe check the connectors, seal it myself, see if that fixes it. If it doesn't fix it, obviously I'll buy a camera. Now rather than do a brand new one for OEM or an aftermarket, what I'm going to do is try find a brokerage that has a camera for these type of cars, because that's probably the best bet. I'm not actually planning on keeping this car any longer. I am selling it. There's 2 new cars on the way, so I will make some videos about that, but first let me show you what I've done for the camera. It's absolutely freezing here in the UK at the moment, so as you can see I have took off the main trim, if you like, so that's been removed, and I've also removed the underside stuff. And what I did find is there is water, you won't be able to see, but there is water pooling in the latch mechanism, so obviously there is a leak somewhere. Bearing in mind this car is only 5 years old. Anyway, so this is the camera in question, and I believe there's just 2 clips either side, and if you wiggle it will come free. I'm going to do that now and then I'll get back to you. So the actual camera from Land Rover is £800, so the rest of the thing was to get to this point here. This has took me 15 minutes with no experience at all, so go figure. Now as you can see the camera is in there, and there is some water damage on that camera. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and unclip it. I have to put it on now again, and then I'll get back to you. So what you can see is water in the housing itself, which means that this seal here, this gasket, is leaking. So what I'm going to do is replace that foam gasket if I can find a part for that. If I can't find a part for that, what I'm going to do is just silicone that up and seal it, you know, with silicone, in the hopes that that prevents the next camera from breaking. But that's the camera housing. There's 2 clips either side, so if you want to do this yourself, that's all you need to do. All these are clips, so you start from this end, clip it to about here, same again on the other end, and then just go down very gently. And as you can see, I've actually marked a bit of that if you look very closely, which is a bit annoying because I did use a screwdriver, but this needs to be fixed, so it is what it is. Yeah, right, let's get this connection off. The tits inside. Okay, so these are clipped in, so you got a front clip here, a side and a side, and they just prise out, and then there is your camera. So I'll take the camera out now, and it just literally pops out from underneath, and you can pull it out. And as you can see, the camera isn't looking great, so I'm going to try clean this up a little bit, get the part number off this at least, if I can find one. It doesn't look like there's a part number on it. There it is. So this is the part number for a 2019 Range Rover SVR 360-degree camera. Obviously SVR doesn't really matter, but you can see there's a lot of fucking moisture in there, so clearly it's been getting in. I don't know what this is. I think this is the sensor. I'd have to check. I think that's for the 360-degree. I don't know how you actually get that out. There is that type of clip there that probably does prise, but I don't really want to fuck around with it. So let's just take the camera inside. Now, because it's worth a try, I've actually just plugged it back in, just unconnected it, cleaned it up a little bit and plugged it back in. Let's see if it'll give me the, if the car decides to go into ignition mode. Let's see if it actually gives me the cameras. Yeah, okay, so we're still getting this camera here. camera's not available. So it doesn't look like it's a simple plug and play fix, so I just need to get the part number and see if I can find one of them cameras. So that trim's back on. I wouldn't advise, you don't need to take this off if you're doing the camera, just save yourself the effort. I just did it anyway, just because I didn't know where the camera was or how to get to it. You literally just need to prise off this. So like I said, start from this end, prise these. You've got 2 full clips here, and then I come round to the next end, do the 2 there as well, and then at this point, as you can see, there's 4 clips around here. So you want to just slowly prise your tools up down here, keep going until you get to this first clip. Once you've popped that, keep on going. Just be very careful around here because the trim does get quite thin, so you need to be very careful you don't like pop it out. But anyway, yeah, there's your camera, and then when you obviously that's in the tiles, and just press either side and it'll pop out. Let's go get a replacement camera. Right, so change of plan. I couldn't find the breaker that had the camera I needed in my local area. What I did find was the part number on Amazon for a 98 quid replacement. Now this is the camera, it doesn't look exactly the same, the connectors look the same, it's the same dimension, so I'm going to really give it a shot and see what it turns out like. Obviously if it doesn't look great, I'll just send it back, but if it looks sound, then I've fixed it for 98 quid in probably half an hour of my time. So I'm going to go ahead and install the camera, obviously without the trim being put back on, see if it works and show what the camera quality is like. If it doesn't work, then I'll tell you to not buy the knockoff version. Now as you can see, this was the original camera from Land Rover, which had like a kind of rubber seal over it, and this is the new replacement, which, well, firstly they are different colours, and second, there's no rubber gasket, which does concern me just a little bit, but the connections are identical, so hopefully it does work. I was tempted to take this off and put it over that one, but I don't think I'm going to do that just because of how much corrosion is on this. That is seriously corroded. As you can see, it's just, yeah, it's grimy, it's not very nice, so let's not replace that. Let's just leave that there and put this new one in. Okay, so change of mind, I actually prized off that rubber seal, and I'm going to fit it to this one, but I'm going to clean it up obviously beforehand. That will make it look a bit OEM. Obviously that's the lens, so it's fell out, so I can only imagine that's absolutely tucked and that's why it didn't work, but whatever. We are going to install that new one. I'm just going to clean this up a bit and then come back and install it. Okay, so I've actually went away and cleaned this up, so this is nice and clean now. I am going to install that on the new camera. I just feel like that's the right thing to do, because actually without it they do look the same camera. Sorry, I wasn't pointing in the right direction. They do look the same camera, obviously with just that bit falling off. So if I put this on that, it'll look OEM and it'll kind of do its job. What I'm going to do is seal that gasket, because I couldn't find a foam strip, so I'm going to seal it with some BT1, which is obviously CT1, just bathroom version would do. So that should be sealed up, should be good to go. But first let's just check it actually works. So obviously I've tried to dry the foam seal as much as possible, but the good thing about that BT1 is it will stick to wet surfaces. Camera's on, let's go in, start the car, see if we can get cameras. Hopefully we can just do this with ignition. Now I believe there can be an issue with 360-degree cameras and you need to kind of recalibrate them, but we'll just see how that plays out. Okay, with like 30 seconds. So do we have cameras? Now that to me looks like, so the reversing camera is working, which is good. The quality, let's see if it's kind of the same. I would say it's not far off, pretty much the same. Obviously the position I've got that in at the moment. As you can see though, the 360-degree camera is showing a blind spot. I need to figure out how to get that to reset, but yeah, we'll figure that out. So I'm going to recalibrate the 360-degree camera. I did read online that could happen even with the OEM ones, you just need to kind of reset them. The point is, this was supposed to be a £1,400 fix from Land Rover. They were going to charge 4 hours labour. I removed that trim and other trims that I didn't need to remove in 15 minutes. Realistically, that's a 5-minute job, and getting off is a 2-minute job. Replacing this whole camera would take you less than 15 minutes, maybe half an hour, maybe not that great with tools or whatever. And you fixed it for 100 quid. and a bit of sealant. 1,400 quid Land Rover. So if you're looking to avoid that big bill and your camera does fail, just do it yourself. We'll get this put on properly. You can see what it's like when it's fixed, and then we'll just test the car again. But yeah, the point is, it's like 1,400 quid to fix a camera that shouldn't have broke anyway is quite pathetic, to be honest. There you go, electrical faults of JLR. Right, so the new camera is inserted. As you can see, looks completely OEM. I've realised that it's not the 360 sensor, that is a washer jet for the camera. But we're going to go ahead and just seal that up now, and then it's done. So, siliconed up. Obviously, when the trim goes on, you won't see it. I should have picked the black one, but it doesn't matter. The point is, this shouldn't be leaking anymore, so we should be good. As is tradition with any type of sealant, you've got to get it on your clothes to show our FX bullshit. But yeah, let's put this on, and then let's just double check it's all working again. As if by magic, the cameras all started working at 360. And as you can see, quality wise, let's just go to the side camera. So that's the quality of the side camera, and this is the quality of the reversing camera. I think that's not much different, to be perfectly honest. In fact, I'd say they're pretty much the same. As a lot of shit in the way of the car, but ultimately I think that is a great camera for 98 quid. So the recommendation is, if your reversing camera fails, just go fix it, get the part number off Amazon for 98 quid, fix it yourself, save yourself 1,400 quid. Obviously the OEM one's going to last longer, and if you can find a broken Range with the camera, just take it out. That would be a lot cheaper. But I think, you know, when you look at the price difference of, I think it was 600 quid for the OEM one versus 98, even if it lasts a year, it's worth it. It takes 15 minutes. So yeah, that's what I would do if I was you, and that's how you save yourself 1,500 quid. As I mentioned, I think yesterday, I have got 2 new cars coming. This one is going, so it's only going to last like another probably 3 weeks at best, maybe 4 weeks, and then this car will be going. I'll just be selling it back to a dealer. I am taking a negative equity hit on this car, but I need a change. I want something different, and to be honest, I'm barely using the car. And then when you do get in it, and there's things like this was a simple fix, but what if it was a compressor issue on the air suspension, you know, something like an injector? It's going to cost me a lot more for a car that I don't really use. So it is going. The Model 3 is going as well. So yeah, 2 new car replacements coming, so I'll make some videos about them coming soon, and talk you through it. But yeah, pretty happy.